Researchers at the University of Wisconsin will be leading groundbreaking international research on hamstring injuries.
It's thanks to a $4 million award given to them by the NFL. Brian Heiderscheit is a professor of orthopedics and rehabilitation at UW-Madison, and he is the director of the Neuromuscular Biomechanics Lab. Brian, good to see you. Welcome to Live at 4.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Susan. Thanks for the invitation.
Well, this is very exciting. Hamstring injuries are very common, aren't they, among NFL players, certainly, but even among runners and people who work out a lot. And yet, there's very little research on hamstrings. Is that right?
That's fair to say. There certainly has been a growing amount of research in the past decade or so, but nothing that's really been able to move the needle in terms of trying to change the injuries.
And what causes them? What causes the injuries?
That's exactly what we're trying to figure out.
Okay, there you go. That's the $4 million question.
And that's the one we asked as well. You know, we've got a lot of ideas, and there are some fairly proven risk factors, such as age. The older you are, and unfortunately, anybody over the age of 22, 23 is actually at a higher risk. A pretty high risk. So, and not to mention the biggest one, of course, is having a prior hamstring strain injury. So those are both factors, though, that you really can't change. And that's what we're after, is trying to identify those modifiable risk factors so we can really change the occurrence of these injuries. So
you're saying, just so I understand you, if you've had a prior hamstring injury, you are more vulnerable to have another one?
That's exactly right, yes. And so that what ends up happening many times is people get a train of injuries. A train of hamstring injuries. So we've seen people that have had upwards of 10, 12, 15 hamstring strain injuries in the occurrence of over 5, 10 years of their sporting career.
The $4 million came from the NFL. They obviously think that this is a major problem for them.
Yeah, I think you're right. They had the vision, the foresight to set up this call for scientists from across the world to submit proposals. And they developed a scientific advisory board, a group of respected scientists from both nationally and internationally to review what I believe was about 100 proposals that came through. So we are honored to have been awarded the full amount.
Yeah, congratulations.
It's very exciting, and eventually you'll be working in collaboration with researchers at several other universities as well. What will you be looking at?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I can't underestimate or overstate rather how important that collaboration is. I mean, it's a big project, and we're going to be working side by side with Springbok Analytics, who's doing some really cool imaging technology with MRIs for muscle type injuries. And we'll be working with David Opar's group at Australian Catholic University. And the three of us will be our principal investigators on this project, but we'll be collaborating with 3 other universities nationally, University of Virginia, the University of Michigan, and Brigham Young University, in addition to, of course, to UW being involved.
And this research will help the NFL and all sports worldwide.
That's exactly right. We want to be able to make sure that we're able to address this question, certainly for the football players at the professional level, because that's one of the obviously a focal point. But we want to make sure that we can translate and generalize our findings across to other sports outside of football, and absolutely to the general population. When you think about the total number of individuals who suffer these injuries, by far and away, the majority of that is in the general population.
Well, Brian, thanks for being with us today. Can't wait to see the results down the road.
Very exciting research. Congratulations, and please come back as the research evolves. We would love to hear more about it.
Happy to. Thanks, Mark.
All right, Brian. Thank you.
Great to see you.